something that we've heard from a lot of members that you'd like the opportunity for. So we're going to give some opportunities for that. But did want to highlight a few things. First of all, being that we have amazing membership numbers in the region as well. We are still the largest region in NERSA. You can see the numbers there on the screen. 123 member institutions, 645 professional members, and an amazing 185 student members as part of Region 2. So we're excited there are so many of you on the call that are part of that. And we thank you for sticking with us through a trying year. We know it's been a tough one for everybody, but our membership numbers are still very strong in the region, and we're very happy to see that. A little bit of a financial update for you. Our contingency fund is doing very well right now, just over 13,000. Our endowments are amazing as well. Our NERSA Foundation, the Fletcher Leonida, sitting right over 56,000 as of the end of last year, with our Region 2 Excellence Endowment sitting just shy of 30,000. So very strong when it comes to those numbers. So, like I mentioned, the main reason we're all here today is we do want to take an opportunity to recognize some of the amazing members that we have here in Region 2 that make our association as successful as it is. So in Region 2, I have a whopping 147 volunteers serving. I'm gonna let Emily touch on a little bit of our Region 2 volunteer applications.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. We do have our Region 2 volunteer application open now. Y'all should have received that in the February monthly newsletter, but the applications will close on March 19th, and we're currently looking for folks to serve on all of our committees and work teams. So whether you're interested in helping facilitate the programs for the Region 2 conference, students can join the Student Lead On Committee or Student Development Work Team. We have openings on finance and sponsorships, and a lot of the committees and work teams, as I mentioned, those applications will close on March 19th. So we hope y'all apply.
Awesome. So as part of our regional leadership, I do want to take a moment to thank all of our state directors that we've had serving us this year. As you can see, they're listed on the screen, but I do want to give a special appreciation to Troy, Ty, Whitney, and Phil. They are getting ready to roll out of their terms as state directors with us, and we really appreciate the work that they've put in during their time. I do also want to give a special thank you to Chad Caldwell, who's not able to be here with us today. He was the Florida State Director, but has taken a position that took him out of rec. And so we really appreciate and we're happy to welcome Carrie Scott serving in the Florida State Director position for the remaining of that term. But thank you to all of our state directors. Y'all do a lot of work within your states and your state associations that does not go unnoticed. So we appreciate you all, and I appreciate the ones that have served their terms and are getting ready to roll off. So we're thankful for your service.
And then I wanted to take a moment to recognize our Region 2 state student leaders. The role of state student leaders is ultimately to assist with recruitment of new NERSA student members within their state, communicate with the current and incoming student members within their state, address current trends, events, and things like that. So assisting with the implementation and creation of different programs within their states has really been impactful this year. And throughout the weird and strange year, they really did accomplish so much. Through their service to NERSA, their lasting and positive impact through everything that we didn't expect. We were able to still connect with students, many of which were our first time NERSA annual conference goers here today. So very excited to see what these folks do within the region potentially, or just within the association as they move forward in their student or professional experience. I did also want to mention that applications for some of the state student leader positions are opening, and they're currently going through the nominations and selection processes for those. So connect with our state student leaders while you're here during the annual conference and learn more about that. We're also going to be hosting a Region 2 student social on Monday, March 1st at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll be sending out that information on our social media platforms for anyone who's interested in joining here shortly.
Awesome. Thanks, Emily. All right, now we are going to shift into recognizing our award recipients that we have in the region this year. So I would like to take a moment and invite Jim Wilkening from UCF to come and introduce our our Region 2 Award of Merit winner for this year.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of NERSA Region 2 and the Award of Merit Selection Committee, I'm pleased to introduce this year's selected Award of Merit recipient. As the committee went through several very qualified and deserving candidates, I must say it did not take us long to complete our discussion and make our selection. We are pleased to announce David Peters as this year's Region 2 Award of Merit winner. As the voice of the NERSA Championship Series and co-host with Marty Dempsey of the Series Talk podcast, he certainly pours his energy and efforts into what he does. Dave currently serves as the Senior Associate Director of Campus Recreation at Florida State University. He's a very visible figure within our association, not only as the voice of the series, but he has served on numerous committees, work teams, Region 2 representative, and has also chaired the member network. You may also recognize him as the association meteorologist, but to those he has touched, he is so much more. As the nominator Jenna Nels wrote, if you have been around David for any length of time, it doesn't take long to realize that he accomplishes more in a day than many people accomplish in a week. Additionally, she says, David provided countless hours to serving our association and does so because he believes in what we do and the impact that we make. Today, I will handle the weather report, as it is certainly a bright, sunny, and clear day with an even brighter outlook in the days moving forward with Dave involved. It is my pleasure to invite my colleague and my friend David Peters to join the Region 2 Award of Merit winners. Dave, thanks for your incredible service to your institution, our region, and the association. Please all join me in congratulating your 2020 Region 2 Award of Merit winner, David Peters.
And is at this time, we would like to invite David Peters to come speak a few words to us.
Thanks, Jim, for those kind words. Thanks, Jason. Jason sent me a note. Do you want to say something? And I thought it'd probably be wrong if I didn't take the microphone. As many of you know, it's part of my job if I've done over the years. So it is certainly an honor to be singled out among so many amazing leaders in our region. If you'll bear with me, I want to be able to share the spotlight, though. This is kind of the time I get a chance to thank many of you who are on this call and some that are not in our region anymore, just for the fine work that you're doing, that I've been blessed to be a part of, and want to be able to highlight going forward here. And I'll try to do that before the orchestra plays me off the stage. And yes, there will be an official weather report coming up. So if you're waiting for that, it'll be up in just a bit. I've been at Florida State a really long time. I responded to an ad in the paper to be an IM flag football official. And well, I was 19 and they're still giving me a paycheck. So some of that takes a little bit of luck to stay at the same institution that long, but I'm proud to call FSU home. In those early years, traveled to tournaments and got involved in NERSA with the support of Matt Specht, who was our director back then. He's in Northeastern Illinois now, for those of you who remember Matt. Chad McKenzie, many of you may know him. He's out in Round Rock, Texas. Laura Johnson, now Laura Wiles, who is here and at FAU and Winthrop in Region 2. And I'm not moving enough. The lights just went off, the sensor in my office. So I'm going to just stop the clock for a second. Oh, never mind. It'll come back on in a sec. But those folks were instrumental in my early years. My first professional job was with Mark Krager. Mark was our director, and I moved in the coordinator role at the same time. And Mark has taught me more about being a good person and a good professional than he'll know. Mark is a great mentor, and I so appreciate him leading me through the years and helping me out. You know, when we go to conferences, when we go to tournaments, when we just do NERSA work, it takes a team of people at our institutions to cover for us when we're not doing the work we should be doing at our school. So I'd be remiss if I didn't thank some of those folks over the years, such as Ben Holmes, Antonio Gonzalez, Haley Drometer Cox, Tommy Shore, Chris Schmolt, Mike Collins, who I hired or convinced to come over here as a coordinator when I moved up to the director of intramurals, and he said he was only staying 2 years. And Mike's still with us 15 years later. So I think he's on the Dave train at Florida State, but Mike has been a great sidekick, a confidant, an advisor. He's really helped me out over the years. And nowadays I get to work with Daryl Lovett and Jen McKee on our team here who keep me going. And our director is Chris Morris, who encouraged me to do NERSA stuff, knowing that when I get a NERSA appointment, I'm going to do less work for him. So thanks to Chris for continuing that encouragement and letting me do things. You know, it's nice to be at a school and in a department that really appreciates professional association involvement. And that's great here at Florida State. You know, we often speak of our NERSA family, and man, this is one of the big family reunion moments of the week, isn't it? Getting together here on this call and looking at each other. And one of the things I really love about NERSA is that we are, for the most part, colleagues and not competitors. And, you know, that just makes us family. Like, we're all working towards a similar goal of improving health and well-being on our campuses. And so when we're part of that family, we send each other emails and ask each other questions and ask each other for tips. And I have sent some colleagues in this state of Florida over the last 20 years a lot of questions. So special thanks to Gary Cahan at UCF. He's answered way too many questions. The scorecard is I'm asking more questions. Gary, you can ask a few more of me. Kat Cramp and John Broska at that school down in Gainesville. Thank you. Jeff Schmidt over in West Florida, all those tournaments, great colleagues in Florida. Strengths Quest tells me I am a learner, and I learned so much. I've just looked at the screen here and seen all of your faces from so many of you through my NERSA experiences, whether that's a conference session like this week or committee work or watching many of you lead in the different things you're doing for the association, or just a conversation at a social or alongside a sideline at a NERSA event. It's great to spend a couple of minutes with each of you or longer than that. I know I can spend about 2 minutes with someone like Mark the Shark Williams and learn something special or just something cool to say. I will always attend a session by Jody Davis at Coastal Carolina. If you haven't heard Jody speak, it is enthusiasm left and right about any sort of topic. So I'm trying to channel a little bit of Jody Davis right now in today's big session. If I want a deep understanding of an issue, we've got great members for that, like this year's NERSA president, David Davenport, to just provide a rich history about something. I can sit around the table and have David help me understand something, or just learning some leadership skills for many of you who have led things. Stacy Hall, this year's honor award recipient, is someone that I got to work with and was blessed to do so and learn some great things from her. And she's not in our region. Isn't it fun with NERSA? We get to meet people in our region and across the country, and I really appreciate that. But here's the deal. It's not all, I'm going to call them seasoned professionals, because I need to shout out the colleagues who are younger than me, most of them at least, on the series. Jim, thanks for pointing that out. I've had some great times with the NERSA Championship Series. They keep me around. They keep me young. Extramural tournaments in the series are a great place for leadership development in our association, for sports people and for non-sports people. So you don't have to just be an intramural person. Come on over from facilities. Come on over from marketing. We need folks to help us make the series happen. I mean, I like sports, but I'm no athlete. I mean, if you need someone on your team to lead you to an ignominious, embarrassing defeat, I'm your person. So I like to be behind the scenes. And I have worked with some awesome people behind the scenes. Most recently, people like Gerard Davis. He's got his roots in Region 2. He's traveled up to, we've loaned him to Region 3 for right now. We hope he comes back. But Gerard has been doing a number of things in the series over the years, from officiating to running tournaments. And it's great to work with people and just watch that kind of growth. Ashley Lax, who has her roots at Austin Peay and also at UCF, is someone that I truly admire for her approach to just critical issues that are facing our work. She approaches those with grace and determination and optimism. And that's the sort of folks that I get to work with. And I know all of you do too, if you're involved in some things with NERSA. I am proud of the great work of Brooke Turner in Alabama. She survived a few great years at Florida State as our GA and has become an amazing leader in the series and in our association. Some of my favorite moments every year, Jim mentioned them, are when I get to share the commentary box of the podcast mic with Marty Dempsey down at UF, my good colleague and friend. You know, he's a Gator, I'm a Seminole. We make it work. We have a good time. You can join us for Series Talk Live, more with Marty and Dave show this Thursday as part of conference to take that in too. I hear the band playing, about to push me off stage. So a couple quick thank yous to some of our NERSA. Oh, there's the lights. Hey, they're back. NERSA headquarters staff, Kristen, Christine, and Val have helped me out over the years. And I want to recognize finally 4 amazing former student leaders that I had a great opportunity to work with during my time on the member network. They are great young professionals, or at least younger than me professionals now. Jenna Nollis from UF, Jenny Rogers, who spent many years at Clemson, Kelsey Jones at Western Carolina, and Will Trent at Virginia Tech. Those 4 are the ones I got to work with during my time on the member network. They were amazing representatives for our students, and not just for our students, for our members in our region and across the nation. And they were not afraid to tell me when I was falling off the rails. And that's probably because you all, as their mentor, said, just tell Dave like it is. And they did. And I appreciate being able to work with them. You know, all of those people just make me so confident in our region. I like to think it's the best. It's still the biggest, and I still think it's the best too, but also in NERSA. Like, I just think we're in good hands with so many great members and leaders among us. So I thank all of those people for helping me to learn things and helping me to do what I can do to help making this association better. All right, that's enough, right? It's time for the weather. That's really what you've been waiting on. I get it. I understand. So let's talk about that. Hey, when Kara and the committee called me and surprised me with this award last month, the first thing they asked was, you're gonna have to do the weather. And that's okay. I'll be the weather guy. There are worse things to be called. And I, like many of us here on this call, arrived at college and rec sports was not my career path. I came to Florida State to study meteorology and just kind of fell in love with rec sports along the way. But it's nice to dust off the degree every now and then. I mean, back then I did a TV newscast at 6 o'clock and did the weather, and then I was out at the fields officiating games at 7:30. So those were the days, but at least I can do the weather now for you. So here's the forecast for the rest of this week in Region 2. In the Tennessee Valley up to the Ohio Valley, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, the sky should be clearing tonight if they haven't already cleared out. So sunshine is what's in store for Tuesday and Wednesday. Highs in the 50s, a slight chance of a shower on Wednesday night late because there's another little cold front pushing through, but it is nothing like last week. I am so glad I'm forecasting this week's weather. So once that cool front moves through, we'll have partly cloudy skies in the Tennessee Valley later this week, and a little bit cooler, highs in the 40s on Thursday and Friday. For those of you in the mid-Atlantic states, from Virginia into the Carolinas, lingering showers tonight, clearing out tomorrow, just like your folks to the west. Highs in the 50s in Virginia, 60s down in the Carolinas through Wednesday, and then that front comes down that way. So it'll be cooler on Thursday, only in the 40s in Virginia. Slight chance of a shower in the Carolinas this Friday, and through the weekend, the temperatures are going to be in the 50s. In the deep south, from Hattiesburg, Mississippi to Birmingham, Alabama to Augusta, Georgia, sunny and nice tomorrow through Thursday. Temperatures approaching 70 degrees. But the clouds and the showers, they'll start to arrive on Thursday and they'll linger through the weekend, and temperatures will drop back down into the upper 50s, lower 60s for Friday through Sunday. And the Sunshine State, it's been a little rainy today. The rain should move out as it heads on south by lunchtime tomorrow, but after that, it's going to be really nice down here. Highs with sunshine near 70 degrees on the Gulf Coast, upper 70s to near 80s from Central Florida to South Florida. It's a great week to be in Florida. At least it's a good time of year to come down here and enjoy the weather. Hey, that's a look at the forecast across the Southeast. Thank you all for this great honor and the opportunity to learn from so many of you in the past, as well as what I'm sure I'm going to continue to learn from you in the future. Hey, that is, Jason, you ready for this? With more Region 2 news and more award winners, Jason Darby. Jason?
I think Smitty said it best in the chat. How do you follow Dave Peters? And I have no clue how Emily and I are supposed to do that for the remainder of this meeting. And if you know Dave Peters at all, you know that that is not a surprise, that while we honor him with an award, he spent the majority of the time recognizing and highlighting other people. That's just the person Dave is, and that's entirely why he was deserving of this award. So David, congratulations to you. Thank you for all you've done for your institution at Florida State, for Region 2, and for NERSA as a whole. We greatly appreciate you. Thank you, David. All right. So like I said, Smitty, you're right. It's going to be a little tough to follow him, but we're going to do our best. But let's shift into our next award that we want to recognize today. And that is our Region 2 winner of the Horace Moody Award. Horace Moody Award goes to someone who is focused with student development and makes that a key in their role. And unfortunately, you can blame this individual largely for you having to listen to me today, as this was one of my mentors and one of my supervisors as I started my journey in campus recreation. So I'm very proud to recognize Aaron Combs from James Madison University as this year's Region 2 Horace Moody Award winner. Definitely deserving. Thank you, Aaron, for everything you've done for JMU and for students that have come out into the field as well. All right, now I'm gonna pass it over to Emily to recognize our Wasson Student Award winners.
Thank you. The William N. Wasson Student Leadership and Academic Awards recognize our top students, both undergraduate and graduate, in collegiate recreation who participate in or are employed by the Department of Recreational Sports. The honor and outstanding efforts of students are recognized through this award and nominated by other folks within their institutions. It shows that their efforts and commitment to your department are incredibly and thoroughly appreciated. So I'm very pleased to announce this year's William N. Wasson Award winners: Leanne Davis from the University of Mississippi, Scott Dillon from James Madison University, Kelly Nordstrom from the University of North Carolina, Greensboro, Gregory Beckwith from James Madison University, Gracie Jones from James Madison University, and Abby Bricado from James Madison University. Congratulations to all of our William N. Wasson Award winners, and keep up the great work.
Awesome. Now we're going to shift and start recognizing the Region 2 recipients of NERSA Annual Service Awards. So the first individual award that we'd like to recognize goes to Seneca Wilson from Centers at UAB for extraordinary leadership and service to the 100 Black Men of collegiate recreation. Congratulations, Seneca, for being the recipient of that award. Let's move next to the next individual one, Andrea Sneed from UCF, for her extraordinary service and impactful leadership to advance social justice, build community, create brave spaces for campus rec professionals through her many volunteer roles in NERSA. So Andrea has been very active in NERSA, and we even put her in charge of kind of leading the charge with our Region 2 esports work team on top of all that. So congratulations for your recognition for those awards.
Awesome. And I think it's important to recognize that our NERSA Annual Service Awards are given to members who demonstrate exceptional performance during their previous year in leadership and development of NERSA programs, policies, events, special projects, or committees. And these two certainly do just that. John Broska from the University of Florida and Natasha Harris from the University of Kentucky are proud recipients of this year's NERSA Annual Service Award for their exceptional adaptability and innovation in leadership and development of the 2020 National Basketball Virtual Officials Clinic. As a participant myself, I cannot thank you both enough, and the other folks who helped put this together for such an extraordinary event. Thank you, John and Natasha. And our last Region 2 NERSA Annual Service Award recognized the Rec Without Borders National Trivia Project, in which Marty Dempsey from the University of Florida, Brooke Dinkel from the University of South Florida, and Justin Furlow from the University of South Carolina, Columbia, executed remarkably this initiative and collaboration in the cultivation of community inclusion. If y'all were participants of this event week to week, it was definitely one to celebrate. So congratulations.
Okay, now we will shift to recognizing those Region 2 institutions that won awards. So we're going to start with our Outstanding Facilities Awards. We had several recipients in Region 2, starting with the University of Mississippi for the opening of the South Campus Recreation Center. Florida Gulf Coast University, where the University Recreation and Wellness Center. Tennessee Tech University with the Mark L. Burnett Student Recreation and Fitness Center. And UNC Charlotte for the University Recreation Center. Congratulations on being recognized for these outstanding facility awards. Now we'll recognize those institutions that had creative excellent awards that were won this year. First one we'd like to recognize is the University of Central Florida. They took away 3 awards: first place for their COVID communication campaign and for their social media, and in second place for an audio visual promotion. Next, we have Virginia Tech. Took home first place for student publication and in second place in the COVID communication campaign. And finally, Florida Gulf Coast University for second place with their comprehensive brochure and facility publication. Congratulations to all of those institutions that won Creative Excellence Awards. Fantastic job to all of our award winners for this year. Also, we want to make sure to remind you to help us celebrate our honor award recipients. Tonight, we are going to be celebrating last year's recipient, Eric Nickel. And then later this week on the Wednesday night, we're going to be celebrating this year's recipient, Stacy Hall. Those links to those Zoom meetings can be found on the NERSA Annual Conference website. So please make sure you go register to join us in those celebrations as we recognize the highest honor that NERSA gives as an award. All right, that being said, it is the start of our annual conference week. So if you are a first-time attendee for the annual conference, if you want to hit the raise hand button, we'd like to kind of look and see if we have a few that are first-time attendees with us. We are excited. We know it's a little bit different than how we normally would be conducting this, but hopefully you're going to enjoy it. I do have some stats for you from NERSA HQ in terms of this year's conference, some of the things that are outstanding. So as of earlier this week, we have over 4,000 registered attendees for this year's conference. So that is absolutely fantastic. We get more and more registrations every day. With that includes over 1,000 students are attending the virtual conference this week. So we have over 1,000 registered students that'll be taking part. We also have a little bit over 3,000 professionals. And out of those professionals that are attending, we have 1,300 plus that are not NERSA members that'll be attending. 40% of the registered attendees are also first-time attendees to the NERSA annual conference. So fantastic numbers. The one benefit we do have of doing this virtually is we do expand those opportunities for other people to join us that maybe normally wouldn't get the opportunity to. So we are very excited to have them take part this week. We do hope that there's going to be a chance for you to network with some of those first-time attendees and just show them that NERSA love that we're all so used to getting and being familiar and what keeps us coming back each year.
Awesome. So NERSA headquarters sent out an updated email to all annual conference registered participants on Friday. That should have gone out on Thursday or Friday or so. It included your registrant username and password, and you can use that information to log in and explore the live and on-demand sessions, as well as the whole entirety of the schedule. There's also virtual facility tours on that page, and the exhibit hall, which you all should definitely check out, and ultimately just a couple of how-to videos for navigating things like Feed Loop, which is hopefully going to facilitate the hallway conversations or the informal networking opportunities that you all might have been able to experience during coffee breaks during the annual conference and things like that. The NERSA Foundation is facilitating a virtual 5K for the Mission Advancement Fund, which supports the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Climate Study. There's still time to sign up for that, so I would definitely encourage y'all to do so. There is a donation involved, but you do get a free t-shirt, which is nice. There will also be a student or a NERSA student social tomorrow at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I would certainly encourage y'all to join the student leadership team while there. We'll be facilitating a virtual escape room with riddles and some fun things involved with that. I'm going to throw a couple of links in the chat. If you haven't already, there is also a t-shirt exchange and bracket style social media challenge that will be taking place throughout the conference. The deadline to submit an interest form to exchange t-shirts is tomorrow at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So again, it's just another opportunity for y'all to network with another individual within the NERSA network and share a fun and new t-shirt from a department on a campus that's not yours. As I mentioned in the NERSA students video, that is our favorite pastime, and I do hope y'all enjoy all that we are offering this year at the annual conference.
Awesome. So we do want to give just a moment to open it up. If you have any questions, to drop them in the chat, or if anyone does want to open their mic up and ask any questions they have for us, we will give just a minute for that before we move into our networking opportunities that we have. But anybody have any questions for Emily or I as we move forward from this conference? All right, seeing none come in, but like I said, we're gonna have a little bit longer, and you have an opportunity to drop any of those in the chat, and we'll make sure we get you an answer. But we are going to move forward. We do want to do a little bit of a networking, get to know you activity. So I'm going to turn it back over to Emily.
Awesome. So if you have not used the annotation feature before on Zoom, it's relatively simple. What you'll do for this, like where you from activity, is hover your mouse over the very top or bottom of your screen, your control panel that says you are viewing NERSA Region 2 screen. You'll click the View Options drop-down bar, and there should be an option that says Annotate. We're going to be using text, draw, or stamp tools for this activity, and I'll give y'all just a few moments to make sure that your annotation tools are on and they're live. If you're having any trouble, I will also share a link to a step-by-step process from Zoom of how to start your annotation tool. But I will give just a couple more seconds for folks to hopefully have it up. Maybe a thumbs up from a reaction, or your physical thumb would be great. Oh, perfect, perfect. We're already starting. I have the option. Okay, perfect. I'm going to clear all the drawings really fast, but we will use the stamp tool or the pencil or arrows, things like that, to put a stamp on where you're from on the world map. Okay, lots of East Coast America looks like, North America looks like. It might be difficult for folks who are on their phone, but that's okay. Oh, awesome. Some folks from South America, Africa. Awesome. Okay, that's just to give us sort of an idea that, you know, we're all coming, or we're all from different places throughout the world, but it's awesome that we're together today within the Region 2 connection meeting. So I'm going to clear all the drawings and we'll have another annotation activity from the map of the United States. Where are y'all joining us from today? You can put a stamp on the state that you're in. Oh, someone from Oregon. That's exciting. Colorado, Washington, mostly Region 2. Awesome. A few folks from Iowa, Illinois. I can't tell if that's Ohio or Indiana, but I think, you know, it's really something to see that most of us are from Region 2, but we still have some West Coast folks and Mid-America folks joining us today. So thanks everyone for being on our call. That's me, I'm in Ohio. Hi, Shamari. I'm gonna clear all the drawings. And then to exit out of the annotation activity, your annotation bar should still be up, but then you can click the red X and you'll return to your normal Zoom functions.
Awesome. Thank you, Emily, for leading that. Now what we're going to do, some feedback we heard when we did the virtual regional conference was that it was great that we had the educational sessions and the time to meet and go over everything, but people were really hoping for a little bit more time of networking and getting an opportunity to know some of their colleagues that maybe they're not as familiar with. So we did want to give an opportunity for that. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to split you all into some breakout rooms. We do have some questions that Emily can kind of feed to you here in just a moment to spur some conversation perhaps. But we do want to kind of put you in a few rooms, allow you to kind of get to know each other a little bit. We're going to do that for about 5 to 10 minutes, and we're going to bring it just back all together in the room to kind of wrap it up and close. But we thought this would be a good opportunity to allow for a little bit of that informal networking and get you all knowing one another. So Emily, if you are ready and have the rooms ready to go, we can send them.
Okay. If you're not comfortable with going into a breakout room, feel free to stay in the main session. Jason and I will be here for anyone who isn't comfortable with that. But I'm going to open all the rooms.
And Emily, what we can do is once everybody, oh, there you go. You already did it.
Did I do it?
You did. You're on it.
I didn't realize I was on mute, but I was just going to tell you that I've been having some trouble with my like chat feature here on Zoom. It won't let me add people. It won't let me add people in from the waiting room or like message a lot of folks. So it's been interesting to figure out today.
Well, I had sent you one. I had issued my presenter view. Appreciate you taking the time. And hopefully this is a great way to kick off our annual conference week. We want to congratulate all those winners again. Congratulate our scholarship winners as well that received scholarships to this week's conference. But we're very excited, looking forward to it. We also hope you enjoy the breakout rooms, just an easy chance to kind of meet some of your fellow Region 2 colleagues, have some informal conversations. So hopefully you met a few new people today as we did this, but thank you so much. We are going to kind of hang out in here for a little bit. I know a lot of people at the end of last year's wanted to have some informal conversation just as a group. So we're going to stick around. Hope you will too, if you're free. And I'm going to exit us out of the screen share real quick, but for those of you that don't stick around, thank you so much for being here. Enjoy your conference week and let us know if we can do anything for you.
Thanks for joining, everyone.
Thank you, Darby.
Bye, Region 2.